I'm John Cameron from Indiana University Libraries, and I'll be giving the Avalon update today. So to start off quickly, as always, what is Avalon? It's a streaming platform for audio and video material designed for libraries and archives. Some of the key features are extensive access control options and easy transcoding, by which we mean the system is designed to sort of be general and make you not have to worry about the specifics of technical things. So basically just making it easy for audio and video to get up on the web at your repository. And in the past, we've been supported by grants from the Mellon Foundation and IMLS. So here's the Avalon team. I love the Avalon team and shut them all out. But let me continue. It is a community of people. We have a bunch of people besides Indiana University using Avalon. So we've got a list on our website here. We're still in the process of finishing up a survey to see who's still using Avalon. But we do have one particular in-progress implementation at Michigan State University, working with them to get a cloud-based Avalon up and running. And so that's a big project that they're hoping to get up and running, I think, for this fall. So what's new in Avalon? A number of things. So the last Samvera Connect, I think Emily presented about Avalon 7.7, which is now released, which is a really big one for us. And then we have a couple patch releases as well. And these are all from 2024. Let's see. So 7.7 is the big one. We released this in February. So there's a lot here to run down the bullet points. So performance improvements, yes, whatever possible. We're definitely still trying to make sure that Avalon is performant in the stack. It's particularly for collection managers and staff who do a lot of editing and work on objects. So Solar 9 support, we continue to try to, keep up with our dependencies. Solar is a big one for us. Avalon generally has a huge amount in our index for, all the sorts of things that we store there. We also have things like a new series field, so extra descriptive metadata options that we're adding. Series sort of works as a sub-collection type thing in Avalon now for navigation, and it is faceted. We updated our reCAPTCHA support, and we've got other things like our structured metadata editor has seen an update where you can see video as well. So I'll show that off in a little bit, but for defining, structure tracks, we've got that as well. Let's see. Captions, we've added a lot of caption options and support. So you can now have multiple captions per file in Avalon. And then the big one is integrating RAMP into Avalon on the item and playlist pages. So RAMP is our IIIF-based media component library. And before 7.7, Avalon was using the MediaElement.js media player, and everything on the page was, Rails templating. So with this, we've moved away from that to using RAMP to basically render almost all of the interactive stuff on the item page. So I should say demo site, but you can go to ramp.avalonmediasystem.org to see our demo site for RAMP itself, the component library. And RAMP is, the component library. It includes the media player, the descriptive metadata display, structured navigation display that works with the media player, transcript display, the ability to see supplemental files and download them on the user side, and also markers for playlists. So here's an example of what that looks like in Avalon. So this is basically kind of, it looks like Avalon 7.6, but all of these components are coming from RAMP. So the media player is using video.js instead of MediaElement.js. Down below, there's the structural metadata component, which allows for that track-based navigation. And then on the right, we have a tabbed interface with details, which is the descriptive metadata, and then two other tabs, transcripts, which the transcript document viewer, and then files, which will allow users to see supplemental files that have been added to the record and download them. So here's an example of what the transcript display looks like. So in this case, this is a VTT file. that we're displaying as a transcript. Users can select from any number of transcripts. An arbitrary number can be added for each file. It auto scrolls with the media as it plays for time text. Yeah, generally pretty useful. Let's see. Other things in 7.7 caption options. So before you could only have a single caption per media file in Avalon. Now you can have any number of them. We've got a new language value, so you can specify language for each file as well. And then I want to call out with a change to video.js, we've got the caption setting option in our captions menu here. So users can change the way captions display on a per user basis. Yeah, so here's a picture of our structured metadata editor, which, as you can see, now includes video for video items. So this was a request from users where, basically want to create track data as well, and this makes it much easier. So it kind of fits into our existing waveform-based display for creating these time ranges, which then, display in the structure component. Okay, so in April, we released 7.7.1. So of course, 7.7 was cooking for a long time. There were many, many, many changes. So 7.7.1 is kind of a follow-up release that adds some things that were lost with regression and a few other fixes. So one is kind of moving away from our use of an older version of media info, which in some cases was reporting an incorrect duration. So kind of fixing some edge cases that we found. We also re-added SRT support, which is important. We have a lot of caption files in SRT format, and it's very common. So that was added in, as well as the standard WebVTT support. We also removed captions from the HLS manifest that we use. So Avalon uses HLS. We don't need to get it to the specifics, but generally this is kind of like part of our attempts for greater compatibility, where having the caption files in the HLS manifest as kind of a carrier was just creating so many weird bugs that we just decided to take it out. That's helped significantly. We also have better searching on our playlist page, and we brought back positional URLs for playlist items so that you can use this sort of syntax to refer to a specific item in a playlist, and you can navigate to that directly. And 7.7.2 released in May. Yay. So this is a really small one that just mainly fixed a bug for the add to playlist feature where the track information wasn't populating correctly. And then a couple of other small bugs. So some other things of note from the Avalon team that I wanted to call out: application testing. So we started using Testament.io, which is a product for application testing. And so we're using this for manual test runs. We have a student, Charu, who has imported our test cases from a previous spreadsheet-based sort of test layout into Testament. And it's been working really well. So we're using it for full release testing, smoke testing on production instances, things like that. And she's also exploring automated UI testing, which is something that we've always been interested in. But I think it's just something we're going to be trying to focus on more, to make sure that as we go release to release, we're not losing anything. And we're sort of, giving ourselves a little more room and lifting the load of manual test cases. And then browser and platform support, where we sort of had this tortured matrix of what we supported in specific versions of browsers and operating systems. And so we're moving more toward a model of, if this is in current support, then yeah, we will support it. And as sort of part of that, more focus on iOS and Android and making sure that Avalon is functional and works well on those platforms. Analytics have sort of bore out that a great number of people are using Avalon, on mobile devices, and so making sure that they have a good experience is really important. Before they were sort of, just sort of not supported as well, or we kind of had like an asterisk, like hey, we're not going to do a whole lot here. But refocusing on that is kind of making the application better more generally too. And we definitely want to support those users. Let's see, so coming up next, Avalon 7.8 will be our next release. I put summer 2024 here. So this is really search and indexing. So one is updating our searching strategies. So we're going to have the ability for users to see the number of hits within particular parts of the item. So for example, this search term has 10 hits within transcripts or descriptive metadata, and reworking our search results to sort of reflect that, to make it a little more robust when you're searching, or be able to allow users to more easily navigate to exactly what they're looking for. And then sort of the other side of that is searching within transcripts. So we have a transcript component where you can view the transcript document, but this is adding a search box to that component, so you can sort of search within the transcript, visually see hits in the transcript document, page through those results, navigate to where you want to go, especially for time text transcripts. And then caption files as transcripts. So it's a pretty common use case that you want your, for example, WebVTT file to not only be a caption on the media player, but also be able viewed as a transcript, just for user navigation. Let's see. So other things are content search API. So we're looking at that as part of this next release. Looking at Fedora 6 and potential implementations there, and then implementing IIIF 2 as part of this Mellon grant with UT Austin. Okay, so invite everybody to get in touch with us. We have a public Slack channel, Avalon and Samvera Slack. We have a mailing list. We have got a demo site, demo.avalonmediasystem.org. And our website has plenty more information as well. All right, thank you very much.